A very good noon to one and all. In this lecture, now uh, we will move on to the uh, checking the thread angle. That means measurement of thread angle. So, with the help of projectors. So, most of the projectors are fitted with vernier protractors. So, the NPL type of protractor, specially which is designed for the purpose, it gives readings to 1 minute of arc. So the generally the modern projectors are equipped with work holding fixtures, the projection lamp and the lenses situated on the top of cabinet and the screen at the front. So the light rays from the lens are directed towards into the cabinet and hence to the screen by a system of prisms and mirrors. So the enlarged image of the thread form appears on ground glass screen on which is mounted the template or drawing of the form made is a scale equal to the magnification of the lens. So the two forms, ideal and actual, are then compared. Okay. So the in this projection method, the shadow of thread is viewed at a screen, and the angles are measured by means of a protractor. So a vernier protractor of this type is shown in this figure, so which has a circular scale which is calibrated in half degrees, minutes of arc being read of a tangent screw dial. So each flank angle is measured separately as shown. The protractor arm being rotated in turn to each flank of the projected thread image. So hence the included angle of the thread, that means 2 theta, is the sum of the two flank angle theta. Okay, so this is the discussion about the uh, thread angle measurement. Okay, now we will move on to the topic measurement of effective diameter. So in the previous class we have learned about the pitch measurement, and now we will move on to the measurement of effective diameter. So the effective diameter measurement is carried out by the following methods. That means by using two wire method, three wire method, and by using thread micrometer. So this thread micrometer method is direct method which involves no calculation. That means it directly measures the effective diameter. So whereas the first two methods will not give the direct effective diameter measure. So we have to calculate the effective diameter. So now in this we have uh, uh, talk about the two wire method. So here the wires of exactly known diameters are chosen such that they contact the flanks at their straight portions. That means we have this screw thread, so we have to select wires which will make contact with flank like this. So this pitch line, the wire will make contact the straight portion of the flanks. If the size of the wire is such that it contacts the flanks at the pitch line, then it is called the best size of wire, which can be determined by geometry of screw thread. The screw thread is mounted in between the centers, and wires are placed in the grooves, and reading M is taken. So M is a measurement over ruler. So then after finding M, the effective diameter can be calculated by using the relationship E equal to T plus P, where T is equal to the M minus 2 into D, small d, where M is a measurement over rulers, which is obtained by the micrometer, and small d is wire size. So when we detect twice the wire diameter from the M, we get T. Then we can calculate effective diameter by using the relationship E equal to T plus P, and P is the value uh, depends on diameter of wire, so pitch of screw thread, and angle of screw thread. So this P is depends on the diameter of wire, pitch of screw thread, and angle of screw thread. Okay, now this is the schematic diagram. So we have a screw thread, and a screw thread gauge is a workpiece whose effective diameter is to be measured. So we have two wires. So one wire or rod is placed in the groove, and in the opposite groove, so we have to place another wire of known diameter, so small d. So d is the diameter of this wire, and now we can see the rod has entered into the thread, and some portion of the rod is below the pitch line. So there is a pitch line, and ball lowest point, and that gap is equal to the p by 2. So similarly the other side we have p by 2. So we can measure m value, so that is measurement over wires. So this can be measured by using the micrometer. Then effective diameter is calculated. So where T is measurement under rollers. So by using this relationship E equal to T plus P, where P depends on thread angle and pitch, and where T is equal to M minus 2 times D, where D is the diameter of wire is known, and M is dimension over wires. Okay, so for metric thread, P equal to 0.866 P dash minus D, where D is diameter of rod, and P dash is the pitch of the thread. Okay, so it shows the geometry of two wire method. So we have the groove, wire of diameter d, small d, and we have to measure the uh, m diameter m by using outside micrometer, and there is a diameter t under the wires, and there is a pitch line and effective diameter, and x is a thread angle, and x by 2 is a flank angle. Okay, now by following this derivation, we can get value of p depending on wire diameter and flank angle. So once we get the p, we can also get t value. So t equal to m minus 2d. If we knowing t and p values, then e value can be calculated. That means effective diameter is calculated. Okay, so now we will move to the three wire method. Okay, three wire method. So it is more accurate method. It is most accurate method, and in this method, three wires of equal and precise diameters are placed in the grooves at opposite sides of the screw. So one wire on one side and two wires on other side of thread are placed. Okay, so one wire is on one side and two wires on other side, which are opposite to that wire, uh, which are placed on thread. So the wires may be held in the wires may be held in hand or hung from a hook. So this arrangement available in a floating carrying micrometer. Okay, so this method ensures the alignment of micrometers anvil faces, so micrometers anvils and faces whose faces parallel to the thread axis. So by using this the errors are also very less. So we can see this arrangement. Two rods are placed down or no, opposite, one on opposite. Okay, so it will be very difficult to maintain workpiece three rods micrometers together to become time consuming. So by using cages, it is very easy to measure the effective diameter by using the three wire method. So this shows a floating carriage micrometer. We can see the cast iron base, and then we have two centers. So two centers are provided for mounting the workpiece. The centers can be moved in and out to accommodate the workpiece of different sizes, and centers can be changed by operating the levers. Now perpendicular to the center axis, we have another axis wherein the micrometer with a large diameter thimble is provided, and the other side we have a fiducial indicator to indicate a measurement pressure. The workpiece is mounted in between the centers, and the measurement can be taken. So by using this micrometer, the measurement is taken, and for all measurements we can apply proper pressure or the same pressure. So we can see here the arrangement is provided. Hooks will be provided so that prisms or rods can be hung from the hooks. So this will helps the measurement of minor diameter and the effective diameter. So this carriage which is carrying the micrometer moves on ball tracks freely. Hence, it is called a floating carriage micrometer. So, for measurement of minor diameter, reading is taken using suspended prisms. So, for measurement of effective diameter, readings is taken on suspended cylinders or suspended wires. We can see the hook to mount the cylinder or prism. You can see the rod cylinder is hung from this hook. So we have one rod and another rod is also there, and a workpiece, screw thread. So there are two centers. The workpiece is mounted between the two centers, and then we have measuring anvils. So you can see the digital indicators. So it shows the major diameter, minor diameter, effective diameter. So that means measurement over roller. So such things it can directly indicate. So here centers can move in and out to accommodate different size of threads. So this body can be moved and it can be clamped at desired location. Okay, so this is about the floating carrying micrometer. And now the specification of this machine, this base made of rugged cast iron metal, and the maximum longitudinal measurement is 90 mm. The maximum traverse measurement is 30 mm each side. And the least count for zero each indicator is 0.01 mm, and the least count for the micrometer is 0.001 mm, and the micrometer range is 0 to 25 mm. The masterpiece diameter is 16 mm. The specimen size is M16 times 2 into 2 mm, and wire size is 1.35 mm, that means 3 wire method. So overall size of machine is 30 into 30 into 200 mm, and the weight is normally 10 kgs. Okay, so these are the specifications of this machine. And now the geometry of 3-wire method. So here one wire is placed on side of thread, and two wires are placed opposite to that wire of thread. So E is effective diameter, and M is measurement over rollers, and the roller is placed at groove. And now you can see the roller is not contacting the flank at the pitch line. So that means this is not a best size wire. If it is best size wire, then the wire will contact the flank at the pitch line, and we have the thread angle. So M is measurement over the roller, and P is pitch, and small d is diameter of wire, and theta by 2 is flank angle. So H, small h is a cylinder center height from the pitch line, and capital H is a thread depth. So from the previous figure, capital M is a diameter over the wires, and capital E is effective diameter, which is to be determined, and small d is diameter of wire, and the small h is height of wire, the center above the pitch line, and small r is radius of wire, and capital H is depth of thread, and capital D is major diameter of the thread. Okay, so now by using the geometry we can derive the relationship between effective diameter and the measurement over the ruler. That derivation is presented here, and m is measurement over ruler, and E is effective diameter, and small d is diameter of wire, and theta is the thread angle, and P is pitch. So by measuring M, and by knowing D and theta, and by measuring P, we can get the effective diameter. Okay, now for metric threads, depth of thread, that means capital H is equal to the 0.6495 into P, and then effective diameter equal to D minus 0.6495 into P. So we can measure the value of M uh, practically by using the micrometer or floating carriage micrometer, and then we can calculate the E, effective diameter. Okay, now we can see this is the geometry shows the best size wire placed in the thread group. You can see the wire contacting the flank at the pitch line. So this is the case, then such a wire is called best size wire. So wherever possible we should calculate the best size wire, and then uh, nearest size the wire should be selected, nearest size the wire should be selected, and then will be used for measuring the effective diameter. So you can see here, so dB is a diameter of best wire size, and this is equal to the p by 2 secant theta by 2, where p is pitch and theta is thread angle. So theta will be 60 degrees for metric screw thread, and pitch can be measured is in the pitch gauge, and then dB, that means best size wire, can be calculated, and then we have to see what is available set of wires you have to see, and you should wire, and it is almost equal to the best size wire, that means calculated, it is calculated. Okay, so for metric thread, the acceptable range of wires is shown here. A maximum wire diameter can be up to 1.010 times P, where P is a pitch, and best size wire is equal to the 0.577 P, and minimum wire diameter is 0.505 into P. So we can select a wire within this range, and then you can use them to find the effective diameter of screw thread. Okay, now we will move to the last concept, the thread micrometer. Using the thread micrometer we can measure the effective diameter directly. So this pitch shows a thread micrometer. Here we have hollow anvil and spindle. So depending upon the pitch of the screw thread, we can select appropriate anvil, and we can insert them, and we can get the effective diameter directly by using this thread micrometer. So here spindle with a pointed end, and anvil is placed at the other side, So now the thread micrometer will directly give pitch diameter. So we can see the tips are not sharp, so they are made very flat. If they are very sharp, chances that the point may touches the root. To avoid that, tips are made flat. To avoid that, we can make the uh, tips are very flat. So similarly, again these tips are made flat, so that they will contact only the flank, not root. Okay. So a set of anvils available, we have to select appropriate anvil, so depending upon the type of screw thread, then we can get the effective diameter. Now let us conduct an experiment to measure the effective diameter of screw thread by using the thread micrometer. So by this we will conclude this session with calculating the effective diameter measurement by using the 2 wire, 3 wire, and by using this thread micrometer. So I hope everyone understand this lecture. So, and in this unit, with this topic, we conclude this unit. So, in the next lecture, we will move on to the last unit, sixth unit. So, flatness measurement and alignment tests for the various machines. So, I hope everyone understand this concept clearly. So, please read well and stay home, stay Stay safe. Thank you. Bye.